When it comes to dealing with occupational stress, workplace stress, most people tend to fall into one of two categories from my experience over the last 14 years working with thousands of different professionals. And it's medication, right? Self-medication versus meditation. And I know which path I would encourage others to observe, and I know which path, at my worst, I tend to go towards. So for me personally, I tend to self-medicate, and how I'll do it, how I allow myself to do it with the addictive personality that I have currently is with food, comfort foods, sugary things that just ruin my body. And my health. In the past, I also would self-medicate, especially from workplace stress, with smoking. I used to be an avid smoker. And I would also, get my rocks off, just work hard, play hard with drinking back in the day. Over the years, though, meditation instead of those forms of self-medicating is what helps me deal with the stress of business ownership. Sensei Victoria Whitfield, your partner, you're in this healing journey of business, right? And self-ownership. It's my joy to help impact-driven entrepreneurs and leaders like you get and stay grounded and clear in mind, body, and business. This video and these series are all about increasing your energy levels so that you can increase your income and impact. All right, and you can find me at strategicmeditation.com. So let's talk about this self-medication versus self-regulation with meditation. So I know I'm not the only one, but and again, if this is like a little bit too personal, like this is just me and me. There's no one else in here. This is just me at my office at my mansion, right? I'm in the window room in the back on a beautiful rainy day, just shooting a video, talking to the people who I love and care about, you. But if it speaks to you, let's talk about this. Dealing with stress. So many entrepreneurs that I've met over the years turn to alcohol, turn to work, like workaholism. So it's alcoholic, overworking. So that inability to say no. So it's a yesaholic, adding more to the plate. Shopping, shopaholic, and buying stuff, joining, spending money to deal with stress. It's like, oh, it's just so exciting. I bought the thing. I bought the book. I didn't read it, right? But I got it. Look, I have the book. So many of us, even behind closed doors, are told they deal with substances, such as hallucinogens or stimulants, right? In the form of energy drinks, or for some of the people that I've met, it could be cocaine, right? Or testosterone, or BHB salts, right? Beta hydroxybutyrate. Oh, look, I'm losing weight and I'm energized at the same time. No, baby, you are high. You are high, right? Speaking of weed, right? And edibles, as well as smokables, all the or just put it all over you and get high. The teas, right? All of be kind to yourself if you are numbing and escaping. You're seeking to escape the challenge of making progress. We spoke about this earlier in our series a couple of weeks back, right? The pain of progress. Be kind to yourself if you haven't realized, though, that you are numbing yourself. and avoiding what's going on, right? Escaping reality. Be kind to yourself. If maybe you were today years old when you found out that I'm numbing myself. Okay, yeah, maybe things are really stressful and challenging and painful, right? Absolutely. And if what matters most is how you feel, what happens when you can't feel? Feeling is an essential ingredient in the manifestational process. Let me change that up. Feeling is an essential ingredient in the sales and closing the sales process. Like, that's how it works. You need to get people feeling clear, feeling ready to buy, feeling confident, feeling empowered. But what if they can't feel? What if you can't feel? Or what if your feelings are so clouded that you're feeling things that are not the way that you authentically feel? Because there's inauthentic sales where they get you so high and so riled up of, I'm going to spend all my money. And then you have the hangover afterwards of, I can't believe I just spent 30 grand on this stupid thing. What was I thinking? Were you clear or were you high? Medication versus meditation is what we are talking about today. Of how do you deal with stress? I'm going to bring in, as usual, history, science, and spirit. History, we're turning to Think and Grow Rich. We are currently studying the chapter on persistence. In my copy, it's chapter 9. I don't know what it is in your copy. Comment below what it is, right? So let's look at this of how do we do this? How do we shift from the greater narrative also and the social narrative of, yeah, self-medicate, pop some Xanax. Oh, do you need some Xanax? I have some for you. Here you go, sweetie, right? We're trying to be helpful and numb. Helpful and numb. We're like, oh, you're stressed out. Here. No. Like, have some cookies, have some sweets, right? It'll make it all be quiet right now. Or, oh, yeah, you need a cigarette? Here, like, borrow mine. Or, oh, let me get you a glass of wine. Where the society around us and we are lovingly numbing each other. How do we unwrench ourselves from the claws of numbing and dumbing and self-medicating in order to get by? This is no joke. Right? I can't go through, personally, a single family gathering without ingesting something sugary, or else someone will be personally offended that I have not accepted their love because I didn't put that garbage in my body. What? Okay, but let's Napoleon Hill, what do you have for us? From the chapter on persistence. Truly, if one has persistence, one can get along very well without many other qualities. The only brake anyone can afford to rely on is a self-made brake. These come through the application of persistence. The starting point is definiteness of purpose. Examine the first 100 people you meet. Ask them what they want most in life. And 98 of them will not only be able to tell you, will not be able to tell you. 98 out of 100 won't be able to tell you what they want. If you press them for an answer, some will say security, many will say money, a few will say happiness, others will say fame and power, and others still will say social recognition, ease in living, ability to sing, dance, write, but none of them will be able to define these terms or give the slightest indication of a plan by which they hope to attain these vaguely expressed wishes. Riches do not respond to wishes. They respond only to definite plans. backed by definite desires through constant persistence. How to develop persistence? There are 4 simple steps that lead to the habit of persistence. They call for no great amount of intelligence, no particular amount of education, and little time or effort. The necessary steps are: 1, a definite purpose backed by burning desire for its fulfillment. 2, a definite plan expressed in continuous action. 3, a mind closed tightly against all negative and discouraging influences, including negative suggestions of relatives, friends, and acquaintances. And 4, a friendly alliance with one or more, but just one or more persons who will encourage one to follow through with both plan and purpose. One person who would encourage you to follow through with the plan and purpose. These 4 steps are essential for success in all walks of life. The entire purpose of the 13 principles of this philosophy is to enable one to take these 4 steps as a matter of habit. The habit of persistence. These are the steps by which one may control one's economic destiny. They are the steps that lead to freedom and independence of thought. They are the steps that lead to riches in small or great quantities. They lead the way to power, fame, and worldly recognition. They are the 4 steps that guarantee favorable breaks. They are the steps that convert dreams into physical realities. They lead also to the mastery of fear, discouragement, indifference. There is a magnificent reward for all who learn to take these 4 steps. It is the privilege of writing one's own ticket and of making life yield whatever price is asked. Tying these 4 steps of persistence back to medication versus meditation. There is a path. There is a path. And notice that the first 2 steps start with a definite desire was the first one, and a definite plan was the second one, backed by actions. When we are self-medicating, we're releasing definiteness and going into the fray, the confusion, the mutability of it all. We're trying to unfocus, right? And not be so rawly feeling and affected by life. Meditation, however, is not to say that it is the opposite, but instead of unfocusing and completely disconnecting, it grounds and centers us, so that we are better able to digest life. When I define meditation, I define it as practicing relaxed focus. That's how I personally, if I was a dictionary, if Sensei Victoria Whitfield was a dictionary, meditation is the practice of relaxed focus. Right? It is an exercise in practicing relaxed, focused. The outcome, the result of a regular meditative practice, therefore, is being able to be relaxed and focused at the same time. You're better able to move through life and your activities, right? Taking actions without being so affected by what it feels like to take action, right? We want to be able to be peaceful and productive, clear and connected right? We can digest all of the information rather than being bombarded by it all. Digesting meaning pulling it apart and making it relevant, the same way that we pull foods apart in our stomach and intestines and then make all of those nutrients relevant. We send them where they need to go in the human body naturally. Digesting life is what it's all about, meditation. But okay, what does science have to say for us as entrepreneurs standing at the divide of self-medicating to deal with entrepreneurship and business ownership versus meditation? Well, Inc.com, are entrepreneurs more likely to have addictive personalities? Let's take a look. Here's the problem. What we're about to look at with Inc.com is what's driving this decision between medication versus meditation. The reward of novelty. As the New York Times explains, addictions often tend to form as a response to a novel experience, which floods the brain's pleasure center with dopamine. Many drugs, medication, induce this chemical reaction, but individuals may also experience it with certain behaviors, such as winning a bet or experiencing intimacy with another person. In the case of entrepreneurs and business leaders, this novelty may come from in the form of closing a deal, reaching a milestone, or achieving a breakthrough with a product. It's highly unlikely that you'll develop a physical tolerance for these kinds of rushes, but they could lead to more extreme forms of novelty. But is that enough for entrepreneurs to be considered to have addictive personalities? 3 big risks for entrepreneurs. Ultimately, there are 3 big risk factors that may make entrepreneurs more susceptible to addiction. 1, entrepreneurs are usually extreme. Most people who start their own businesses aren't average. They're outliers on at least a handful of spectrums. Maybe you're extremely intelligent or highly outgoing and charismatic. Or maybe you are compulsive and tend to jump into things without thinking. As the evidence suggests, extreme individuals are more prone to developing addictions. And since entrepreneurs tend to be extreme in at least some ways, they naturally fall into this category. Number 2, entrepreneurs seek novelty. Admit it, you felt a rush from taking a big risk or launching a new venture. Entrepreneurs tend to love this unique experience and they chase it by continuing to take new risks and create new opportunities. In isolation, there's nothing wrong with this, but the temptation to seek bigger and bigger thrills could lead you to take unnecessary or even dangerous risks. And then number 3, entrepreneurs are stressed. High stress doesn't necessarily make you more liable to develop addiction, but the inability to handle your stress does. Okay. Is medication, just pause, is medication handling your stress, or is meditation handling your stress? I want you, go ahead and comment below, tap and tell me, like, what does your soul say? Which does a better job of actually handling your stress? Medication or meditation? You tell me, comment below, weigh in. Like, let's go. This is YouTube. This is not TV. Like, this is a 2-way conversation. Unpause. Even if you consider yourself a relatively low-stress entrepreneur, if you aren't handling your stress effectively, you could find yourself more susceptible to addiction. Reduce your stress and manage it effectively by taking time for yourself in the form of breaks and vacations, and by meditating, eating healthily, and engaging in physical exercise. In some ways, entrepreneurs are more vulnerable to addiction than other portions of the population. However, that doesn't mean you're destined to follow that path. regardless of your personality and your tendency to chase novel experiences, as long as you manage your stress appropriately, enjoy healthy novel experiences, and remain aware of your own addictive tendencies, you can avoid temptations and maintain your professionalism as you attempt to grow your business. Again, this was, Inc.com. Thank you, Inc.com. Being a business owner puts us at risk for addiction and addictive behavioral patterns, right? We want to be vigilant about that today. Just for today, as we say in Reiki, just for today, I will watch for, am I self-medicating or am I self-regulating? Am I turning to meditation or medication? With that, going to Spirit, the oracle card of the week is Renewal. Renewal, coming as a challenger. Major Arcana 20, so that means this is a renewal of a relationship. Something is about to shift. The angel sent you this card because you're either near the end of a project or at a crossroads on the threshold of making an important change. This card signifies that it's time to review and do some evaluation. Make thoughtful judgments regarding your life and then make confident choices. Rest easy knowing that you've prepared well. Legal situations are resolved favorably for you. In addition, academic examinations and certification tests go well. Additional meanings of this card. A landmark decision. My spirit guides are saying this is upside down because we are resisting making a landmark decision between medication and meditation. It's time to make a decision. I'm going to put this down. You've come to a crossroads in your relationship with yourself and your stress at work while you are on the go. It is time. Today is the time for you to make a landmark decision. This is a defining moment in your life. This is a defining moment of, am I going to turn to keep medicating and numbing myself? Or am I going to turn to meditation and other healthier practices that help me be present to and not run from myself and my life, from my body and my family, from my team and my clients? Am I going to not run away? Am I going to be clear? Am I going to have clarity right within myself? Or am I going to keep avoiding? This is a landmark decision, Spirit is saying. Right? With this being a major arcana, I'm going to put it right upright. You see them, they've emerged. They're almost there to land, but look at all of the water in the way. They're like almost there. And the angel's holding the way is saying, you're almost there. You've almost made it. But all that turbulent water is in the way before they're able to finally make it ashore. This is a landmark decision. If you want to go to the next level, this is what you have to cross. This decision is that turbulent water that you must wade through and make it through. Of, am I going to keep medicating and numbing and running and not dealing with this pattern in me that's causing me to overspend, to overeat, to overdrink, to overindulge, to overspend, to overcommit? Or am I going to turn to something that's going to help me remain clear, such as a meditation? In fact, your action step of the day is a strategic meditation. The one that we have chosen for the day is Freedom Meditation. It's just 11 minutes long. So you're going to log into our school platform. Go ahead to the top where it has a little search bar and you're going to type Freedom meditation. It says runtime 11 minutes. That meditation is designed for your defining moment because this is where you are going. Your next level involves freedom, right? Freedom. Finally. Are you ready for it? Right? Go ahead, do your freedom meditation, just 11 minutes as the action step of the day to help you reset, refocus, and come back into alignment with clarity so that you can get the results, the income and impact that you crave. I am sending you so much love. Thank you so much for your support of this series, right? For those of you who've been buying up our #visionary hoodies, thank you so much for that. Big love and Reiki blessings to you. Click the links in the description if you want to join us on school and you're ready for it. And go ahead and share this video to another business owner who needs to hear this message. It's time. This is your defining moment. You do not have to lose your glow as you grow in life and business. Mwah. Big hugs and love. We'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.